have hesitated for a long time to put music into my act because it terrifies me and I'm not good at it. Let's just see if we can lay this down in one take. I believe we can. What do you think, people? Let's make this happen. Don't love it. How many times have I told you it's set up punchline, call back punchline, steamer, beer tap, punchline, callback, beer tap. Does Neil Sedaka play Sudoku? If he does he play to the sound of cicadas while sipping Sambuca in southern Sedona? Does he call up Madonna and Robert De Niro to come for canasta or even some Uno, then afterwards, hopefully, maybe, Sudoku? And Kiki D? Would she? Could she? Do Kiki and Yoko eat pico de gallo with David Sedaris? Do they speak of antiques and quote some quaint haiku? Just what do they do, if they do, when they do Sudoku? And what of Santana? De Kooning, Sinatra? Did Frank croon a tune while he did his Sudoku? Did he doobie-doo and shooby-dooby-doo? And did he do that voodoo while he did Sudoku? Did Eva and Ava and Jaja and True, when it was Trey hip to be hep, do boku Sudoku? Did Chico and Harpo and Groucho and Zeppo and even old Gummo watch Silvers do Bilko while they did Sudoku? Count Dooku and Luke, long ago, far away, when they went to Naboo, did some space Sudoku. And fluky but true, I've heard that Camus, when he did Sudoku, wore a toque from J. Crew. Who knew? And what about you? When you wait in a queue or you sit in the loo, do you curse the time through or do swift Sudoku? Do you wear a Seiko or maybe a Faco? Do you practice Kung Fu or watch Scooby-Doo? If you do Sudoku, when you do Sudoku, do you ever feel cuckoo, like you've got a loose screw or perhaps even two? Is that you? Do you see yourself in this picture I drew? And I, do I too? Oh, I did and I do. Some nights more than a few till the day comes anew. Only when I unglue and my eyes are askew do I put down the pen and decide that I'm through. Oh wait, that's a 2. Yeah, I can't start the song. Can you take the background down a little bit? Just take it down a little bit for me, because I don't know why I can't let this go. I cannot let this go. I wrote that poem as I was slipping into a depression. I mentioned to my dear friend Alex Bernstein that I had been doing night after night. Not that far down. Bring it up a little bit. Yeah, thank you. It's reassuring to me. It is like when the moment when the tailor checks your inseam It gives me that kind of comfort. Thank you. That's perfect. Perfect. Hey, I enjoy what I enjoy. You may enjoy what you enjoy. My eyes are closed. I have no idea who groaned, but I understand. The image can be disconcerting. I'm not going to tell the story of the first blowjob I ever gave tonight. I do tell it sometimes. It was also the last. And the taste is still there. I wrote that poem with this friend in the Depression, Alex Bernstein, a wonderful joke writer. He writes jokes you could hang in a museum. He's no Chris O'Leary, but he's good. Yeah, let him hear that. I don't even know if he's in the room. If he's downstairs, let him hear it downstairs. Fucking love that, man. So Alex and I went back and forth on this poem. And after like a month and a half and 12 drafts, we had one that I was happy taken out into the world. And I went, a Sarah Lawrence person. I went to Nashville, Tennessee, and I had dinner with my dear friend Jas Milam, a painter, does paintings that you can dance to. And I was there with Jas and her husband Cliff, and they have 2 kids, Molly and Max, and a basset hound named Arslonga, and a hamster named Vita Brevis. A joke that I was forbidden to explain to their children. And I said to them at dinner, do you mind if I run this poem past you that I've been working on? Now, I can tell you, as a simple matter of scientific fact, as immutable as gravity, for those of you who do not have friends who are writer-performers, when such a person sits in your dining room and says, I would like to run a piece past you, you will have no choice but to say, okay. What the writer-performer will hear is, oh man, that would be awesome. We would so enjoy being part of your process and hearing how you turn these from what you do into what you do. Oh yes, please include us. So Jas and her husband were very enthusiastic. I did the poem. And Jas said, oh, it's funny. It's sort of like Dr. Seuss, isn't it? And Cliff said, oh, yeah, it's very impressive. I do love to be impressive. How do you remember all those words? And I think that's kind of a stupid comment. So And then a silence settled on the table because they were done stroking me, but I was not done being stroked. And as I ran through the Rolodex of ways that I might fish for further compliments, their son Max made cold eye contact with me and said, Anakin, Anakin! And I said, what? Because I'm good with kids. And you're not allowed to hit. He said, Anakin went to Naboo with Dooku. Luke wasn't even born yet. And then he rolled his eyes like a physics professor who has heard you use parsec as a measurement of time. And I said, thank you, Max. Perhaps I will do a rewrite. Because I wanted Max to know that it's okay to correct adults when they get something wrong, and you're not allowed to hit. And I was immediately filled with just self-loathing, just waves of the duffel bag emptied itself into the pit of my stomach because I knew as I said this to him that I was lying to a child. I was not going to do a rewrite. I had gone back and forth with Alex Bernstein. I had a draft you could sing as an opera. I was not going to change a word of this thing. Count Dooku and Luke, when they went to Naboo, did some space Sudoku. Are you kidding me? And no one was ever going to know the difference except Max and now me. And also, I have often said that I am so much an atheist that when people tell me they believe in God, I don't believe them. This is not entirely true anymore. I've once again taken up some study of Druidry and Bardism. I was raised sort of culturally Jewish. I've done a lot of martial arts, and there's been a lot of meditation and Buddhism in my past. I think all the secrets of the universe may be contained in astronomy and mathematical exploration. I'm a Jewish Zen pagan with a newish yen for Sagan. Thank you for coming with me on that Bataan death march to a stupid little punchline. I appreciate the effort you put in, because I realize it's not that hard for me to put all the pieces in place and then spout the punchline and know that it's going to work. But for you guys to keep up with all those ridiculous elements that are required for that stupid piece of workmanship, I commend you. I commend you for your patience, is what I'm saying. But I can tell you, as a simple matter of scientific fact, as immutable and undeniable as social convention, that at the very center, at the epimiddle, at the pithy core, at the uber center of where the Big Bang happened, at the place from which the universe expands ever outward, not the current drifted point, but the original point where the hipsters saw it first, from that place at the middle of the ever-expanding universe, there is a single, unblinking eye that is unwaveringly focused on my flaws. And when any of you encounter this eye, you will encounter a loving, grandparent-like ocule that sees in you only your greatest potential and most magnificent human beauty. But when this eye looks on me, it looks on me with bloodshot disdain and disappointment. And it remembers every line that I left in place despite a factual error because it was expedient or it was funny. Every stammer that blew a punchline on stage. The time when I was 21 and I said irregardless on stage, and then found out Joan Didion was in the audience. It sees every one of those moments that if I remember them when I'm shaving, I wince and cut myself. And it will look on me when I encounter it, and it will cast me out into the great, spinning, vast clockwork void. And I will say, "Where are you sending me?" And it will say, "I am sending you to Naboo to do Sudoku with Luke and Dooku." And I will shout, "Anakin, Anakin!" And it will roll itself like the eye of a disaffected tween, close at last to leave me rightfully and truly and forever alone in the ever-expanding darkness. And I will think, I don't know why I can't let these things go. Take it back up to wherever I had it. Thank you. There's a darkness on my mind some days. Sweet depression, a familiar haze. So if you ever find me wandering in a moron's daze, would you just hold me through the night? There's a side of me I seldom show. I just sort of figure you ought to know. If you're forewarned that every now and then my fuse is blown, would you just hold me through the night? Oh, that's not gonna be good. You could be everything to me. But you should know I'm not like all the men on your TV. There are months when I'm afraid all the time. My mood can swing at the drop of a dime. So if you find me crying just 'cause I can't find a rhyme, will you just hold me through the night?